Hi, this tutorial is academic retention, achievement and success rate developed using C#. Now let me show you guys how it works. If I click on this cell right there and I leave, you see the 0 comes back, but if I click on it and enter data in it, that is supposed to be the numbers of students that start the course. So let's populate this column. Alright, that's supposed to be the numbers of all the students that started the course. Now, so I just speed it up. So that's supposed to be the number of the students that started the course. Those are the numbers of the students left on the course. At the end of the academic session, these are the numbers of students that pass or that passes the course. So for each group, we have group A, B, up to group L. So the overall here, we calculate retention, achievement and success rate. So if I click on that right there, you see the retention, achievement and success rate for each group right there. And here I have a progress bar that shows how the calculation takes place. Right underneath here we have average calculator, the academic average results. So if I click on that, that gives you the average for retention, average for achievement, and average for success rate. We can even reset the system. So what I will do now is to take you guys straight into C# and we can develop one of these together. So let's go into C# now. Hi and welcome to Visual Studio 2015. In this tutorial I'm going to be developing what is known as retention, achievement and success rate using C#. So let's click on project, new project, and now we select C# right there, select Windows Forms application, and let's give that a name, C# underscore retention underscore achievement underscore success. Then that's the name of my file. So click on OK. Okay, now our form is ready. We now define the size of this form. Let's go to size right there. Okay, that's the size. It's 1182 by 548. So position, let's position it right at the center there. So the next thing is to get a label on board. Let's look for a label right there. Double click on that very label there. That's the label there. Now let's come into the properties of this very label and change the following. So auto size, set that to false. Then border style, make that fixed single, and fonts, let's make the font approximately 16 bold right there. Okay, that's my label there. So I'm just going to now copy this label across. Let's delete the text content in there first. Delete that and just copy it across. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, and I need another 3 here. Okay, let's extend these to about that size and just leave it right there. Okay, so the next thing we want now is to maybe copy this and just bring it down. Okay, and I'm gonna need some text box. Alright, let's go for the text box and just draw that somewhere here, or maybe even rearrange the whole thing. Bring this one here and this here, and I need this text box here. Yeah, that's looking good now. Okay, let's just drag it down, and I'm going to do the same thing to this. Let's bring it down. So what I will do now is just speed up the whole process and get back to you guys. Alright, this is how the whole system looks right now. So I'm going to need a couple of buttons as well. So let's come in here and get a button in place. Drag one off about that. And let's change the font size of this very button to, first of all, let's go for that and just enter. Now let's go for the font size. Change that to maybe 30, make that bold. 30. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to need a couple of those more, so we can just copy across and change the data in there. Alright, let's speed up the whole process of that. Alright, this is how the whole interface look right now. So the next thing I will do now is to start coding. So let me start by selecting all of these. I'm going to select all of this just to prevent the one using entering something totally different from numbers. So now go to the property and come right here, go to events, and right there we need key press. When the key is pressed, so I'll call that numbers only. There we go. Okay, and there, that's the line of codes. So what will happen is if you there enter character instead of numbers, this message will pop up. So let's run it and see how it works. Alright, I'll try and enter just numbers in there. Okay, now let's try and enter, you see, characters or alphabet, and that's what happened. Okay, so let's try to get the exit working. So come to the exit, double click on that and just enter application dot exit. Alright, that's the exit taken care of as well. Then the next thing I will want us to take care of now will be just this ones here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do now is to be able to click on any of these text boxes. While we click on it, we like these values in there to disappear, then we can enter data in there. So let's select all of these and come right here, go to the property, select the event, come to click event, and let's just call that enter value. Okay, so with the enter value, that will actually group those text boxes. So in there we say, okay, there we just need to say text box right there. Maybe we just call it text box T. That's not meant to be there. Let's put it here. Equals sender as text box right there. So now T will represent all of those text box. So let's say T dot text equals clear. Alright, and T dot text, let's set the focus there. No, T dot text there. So what will happen is when I run this system, these few lines of code that you guys are seeing, when I run the system, this is what will happen. Okay, if I click on any of these text box, can you see that the zeros in there just disappears, which means I can enter a value in there. But notice when I click on it and leave it empty, not entering anything there, we should be able to take care of that, else that's going to cause an error. Let's use mouse leave for that. So what I'll suggest we do is select all of them again, come straight to the property, And right here, let's look for mouse leave. Here in the mouse leave, let's give it a name. So we can just call that, we can just say back to 0, because it does default back to 0. So click on that. Now we are back to 0. So I'm going to now create an object, text box. Yeah, I can always call it T again. Text box T equals sender as text box. Now press enter, and right here we're going to use an if statement to check if there's any data inside T dot text equals empty. So if it's empty, we want the following to happen. So we want T dot text to be assigned 0, and that is all there is to it. Okay, this is meant to be compared. Okay, right, you just have to compare to check if it's empty. All right, so with these few lines of code, if you mistakenly leave any of those text box empty, it will default back to 0. So let's run it now and see. Here is the system now. So if I click on any of these text box and decide to move my mouse away from that very text box, yeah, you see it default back to 0. Okay, just any of them. So that's the whole idea, because you just don't want to leave it empty. If you leave it empty and you want to run the system, when it comes to creating all of this calculation here, there will be an error. Okay, that's the whole idea. So we've taken care of that. Alright, the next thing is maybe we should take a look after the reset button. Okay, let's exit and come right here. Let's double click on our reset button. So within the reset button, we just need to enter as follows. So let's grab the name of the very first one right here. Let's look for it. The name is TXT starter A. So back to my reset button there. TXT starter A right there. The text equals default back to 0. Okay, that's just to reset it. Now we speed that up now. There. Right there. So that's the reset button. So all we need to do now is to give this reset a try. Let's see if it works. So that is the reset for all of the components on board, and if it works, we just call that the end of the first part of the tutorial. So let's give it a shot and see. Alright, so I enter whatever value in there. Okay, so we'll just use this to test and see. Okay, so decision time, let's just try it out. That is it, the reset is working. Okay, mouse click working, mouse leaves working. That's fine, that is fine as well. So all that is left for us to do now is to take care of the overall calculation, the retention, the achievement, or I just call it achieve, and the success rate. So maybe I should just change this to achievement. Let's go back in there, change that to achievement. Then we can call it the end of first part of the tutorial. Right, so that is achievement there. We need a bit of more room for that, so maybe reduce it. Let's reduce it to 29. Okay, so everything is now looking the way I want. So with that, I'll just call it the end of the very first part of this tutorial. See you guys in the second part. Okay, let's take care of the second part. To start with, let me declare the following global variables. So right here underneath there, let's declare as follows. So I'm going to start with double. So that's going to be an array actually. So we declare those as global. Okay, array equals, I'm going to be calling it retention equals new double. Okay, and let's make that, I think I'm going to need about 82. So I'm just going to copy that to speed things up. Copy, because I need a couple more. 1, 2, 3. So let's call this retention average. With the retention average, we make that 12. So these are going to be 12 as well. And this one, let's call this success average. And finally, this one, we call this achieved average. Okay, now those are ready. I need couple more labels, variables. Sorry, I need more variables. So let's come in here and say double Q. Yeah, I might need a Q there. Then now let's come for integer. I need a count there, a counter or a count. Just call it a count. I need one more for row checker, maximum row checker, and I also need one to check the column C max. Then I need a row and a column. Yeah. Finally, we declare another variable. So the date type, that will be decimal, and that is the variable name, RSA checker, retention, achievement, and success rate checker there. So all of these, I'll be using all of these as for my progress checker. So let's come in here. Now we need the name of this very component, but before then, let's sort out one thing first. Let's get a group box. Okay, let's put that here and get rid of that group box. Let's get rid of the text on the group box. There, that goes. And we also need a label with our group box. And do that, yeah, right there. Let's position it properly. Okay, we have our group box. Now get rid of the text content on it right there. Okay, now that's our group box. Now we also need a label. Let's get a label on board right in there. Place a label there. Move it this way. That's the label there. Now come to the property of the label. Get rid of this content in there, and maybe the size we can just change that to maybe 26, and come right here. Auto size, we just change that to false there. Okay, I'll be using those two. So let's just, okay, let's continue. Double click on this button right there, but we need the name of this first. Let's get the name of that component. There we go. Double click on that and just place it right there. Dot text equals, yeah, let's just clear it. Now enter a semicolon. And the next thing is, we now need to assign those values. So counts equals 0. Now R max equals 1000. Then we also have C max equals another 1000. So the R max, that stands for my row, and this stands for my column. Okay, so this is just to count whatever is happening inside the progress bar. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is, let's go for, let's use an indefinite loop for row equals 0. Okay, then we'll say row less than R max, comma, then we'll say row plus plus. There, enter your curly braces there. Now let's declare another row in there. This time around that'll be loop is for the row, and the next one that'll be for the column. Let's just place the next one right in here. So change all of these around, so this becomes C, and this also become column, this become column. Okay, and this become column. Right, now enter a curly braces there, and just ask it to count plus plus. That is it. That will do the counting for the system. So now one more thing. Okay, just before we complete this progress bar code, let me show you guys. You see here the group box. Now I've given that a name, grpb checker, and the label inside it is now referred to as LB. There we go, right there. Okay, you can see that now, and I've also changed the background color to lime. Alright, back into our coding area. So right here underneath here, we now press enter, and right underneath there we then say RAS checker, okay, equals, let's get our decimal in place. The data type is going to be decimal, and that is for the counts there. And let's divide count. That will become R maximum, and multiply that by C maximum. So this should be in a bracket too, right there. Okay, now rpb checker dot text, let's make that equals, let's go for integer there, int. Okay, then here that is integer, we want ras checker, let's say plus 100. Yeah, 100, and convert it dot to string. Alright, enter your parentheses and just say plus, let's make it percentage so that that looks like it's counting for real, and there, close that. Now we need this, get this R whatever checker, paste that underneath here, dot refresh there. Now let's assign everything to the progress bar. LBL progress dot width equals convert dot to integer 32 Okay, that'll be RAS checker. Multiply that by RAS checker dot width. Okay, and that's minus, maybe minus 10. Oh yeah, okay, 10. If that's too much, we can always change it. Okay, close that and end it right there. Okay, this will give us the progress bar anyway. Okay, let's just close this here. Yeah, that's gone. So that's for just the progress bar. Alright, let's see if this will work. If it doesn't work, we just check the error. So that's for the progress bar for now. Okay, let's just try it out. That's not how we want it. It seems to be too fast. I think there's something there. Okay, right here, that should be multiply. Okay, let's try it again one more time. Click on that. Alright, it's a little bit fast, but that's working how we want it. Okay, so if we click it again, there. Can we reset it? Yes, we can. Let me show you how that works. Let's see. Click, reset, and that is it. Let's see the reset so that you guys see the reset there. Okay, that's it right there. Okay. Alright, so that is done. Now let's go back in here. Now back in here, so let's continue. We now need to calculate our retention. So retention there, retention. Okay, that's suppose we meant to assign a value to the array, so that will be 0. Let's make that 0, and let's go for equals double. Now let's go for double post. Yeah, post equals txt starter, txt starter a.text. Yeah, that is for the very first text box here. I'm actually talking to this text box, so let's talk to this second text box now. Now for the second text box, let's copy, paste. That becomes 1. The array is 1, the value is 1, so this one is txt left a. This very one here. Okay, if you notice the name, that is left a right here. txt left a. Okay, that's number of student left. Alright, so we've got that in place. Now let's come here. This is where we use our variable, the global variable that was declared right up here. Okay, this is where our variable q becomes handy. So let's go back into, okay, right there. So we now say q equals, let's go for retention array 1 divided by retention array 0. Okay, so I'm actually calling these two arrays here. Alright, that's in place. Now let's multiply those by 100 so that I can get it into percentage there, because when you divide this by this, you end up with, yeah, that will be there in decimal place, then we just multiply it by 100. Okay, so let's come down in here now, and now we need to assign everything into this very retention text box there, or label. Actually, it's not a text box. So come back in here and right underneath here, paste that, and that will be int. I want it converted to an integer, so let's convert the q itself. So q dot to string converts an integer to string. Alright, that's it converted. Then plus, let's enter a percentage sign there. So let's see what we've done so far. So this is in double. It can also be, okay, it's in double, so we now convert it here. Alright, let's just give it a try and see what will happen. If I enter the number of students that start the course in here, and let's say we have about 27 students left, click there, that will give you retention of 81%. Okay, so we also need achievement and success rate. So this is working as we want. Alright, so we have 45 and we have 45 students. 100%, that's fine. Okay, so let's try and work on achievement and success rate. Okay, to work out the achievements, we need to divide pass by number left. Okay, so let's go back into our coding area. So what I would do is just copy everything in here, okay, and paste it right underneath here. I will then change this to, that will be 2, and that is 3. Okay, so this is 2, that will be 3. I want to divide it, and this is 2. Right, now we need the names of, I need this name. Let's come in here. That is txt student pass A. Txt student pass A will be right here. Really? Yep. Okay, the next one left, that's A. Copy that and paste that in here. Number of students left, paste that in there. Okay, so now we know the number of students left. We'll be able to find out the number of students left. So let's see if that's going to work as well. Let's just run it and see if that works. Oh, there's one thing left. We need achievements. We need the name achievements here. This very one, come in here, get that name, that's it, achieve. Copy that and paste that in here. It's not retention anymore, we're working on achievement now. Alright, so let's give that a try and see. Alright, we enter number of student there, number left, and how many pass? Let's say 19 pass, and right there. So retention is 91, achievement is 90. Now we need to work out the success rate. Okay, to achieve the success rate, we will have to multiply this. So let's see. Okay, double click there, come down here in here. So I'm just going to copy this again, paste that there, and just change this around. This is 4, 5, and we also have 4 here and 5 here. So that become multiply. And here we now need to change this. This is meant to be the retention multiplied by the achievements. will give us the success rate. So let's copy that. Copy. Get rid of this. Paste, and this will become LBL success rates. LBL success. Yep, there. Okay, hopefully that should do it. I think we have to divide this. Let's divide it here. We have to divide that. So let's give that a try again. So we enter number of starter there. We have 36 students in a class. That's a bit too much. And here, let's say we have 29 achieved. 29 passed the course. So if we click on that, let's see. Now we have a problem. Let's see what we've done wrong. Okay, we have a problem right here. So let's get that sorted. Okay, I think the problem is the value we have in here is in percentage. So let's change that around. Okay, maybe I should just copy. Let's copy this calculation here for retention, this very one. Right, let's copy all of those. Okay, I can copy that and just paste it there. I can also use Q, but oh wait a minute, I can use this. Yeah, instead of copying all of that. Alright. Yeah, we copy this. Okay, let's paste that in there. Right. And we need to copy the other one. Okay, this is double anyway, so let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. And here as well. Let's copy this. Okay, let's paste it in here. And see, let's just give that a try. Alright. So let's run that and see if it will work. Okay, we enter number of students there. We have 21 left, maybe 17 passed. Click. Yeah, it's working 73%. So that's brilliant, guys. So we've been able to work out the very first group, and that's group A. So we have 23 students there. Left at the end of the academic session, we have 21, and number of students that have passed the course, we have 17 to pass and 91 achieved, 91 retention and 80 achieved, and 73 success rate. Right, that's how it's done. So what I will do now is speed that up. Now you guys have seen the codes. I'm going to repeat exactly the same lines of codes for the other groups. In total I have 11 more groups to go through. So I'll just repeat the same lines of code. All I'll do is copy, paste, and just change the values. Okay guys, this is how it looks now. I've actually speeded up, and the very first line of code, look at it right here. That's it. I've grouped that into group A, and there they are. I only just copy and paste it here. Don't change the arrays and change the component name to the right components, and that's it for the overall calculation of the retention, achievement, and success rate. That's for group B. We have group C here. Okay, we have group D, A, group F, group G, group H, group I, group J, group K, and group L. You can see the similarity in all the codes, and each group has their own alphabet representation, and that's the alphabet that is used for all of the components. As you can see, if you notice, I have 81 arrays there, just like I've declared. I actually declared 82, so 81, that's fine. Okay, now let's run it and you guys see what we've done so far. Right, all we just need to do is to click and enter values in there. I'll just speed the values up. Okay, that's how the system will look like when you enter the values for each group. So for the starter, number of students left on the course and number of students to pass the course. So if I click on overall there, you see that, and you can also see the progression bar. Okay, so what we want to do now is, let me clear this, is to be able to just find only the retention or the achievement or the success rate. To do that, I will have to just copy one or two lines of codes here, and with that I'll call it the end of this second part of the tutorial. I'll see you guys in the third part of this tutorial. Okay, for this third part, all I just want to do is to be able to calculate the retention, achievement and success rate. To achieve that, I will double click on this overall calculation of all of the retention and achievement. So all I just need to do is to copy this. I'm going to copy that and come right here into retention, double click on retention. Let's try that again. Double click on retention, there we go, and paste that right in there. That's for retention. So if I run this now, I can always click on the retention and I'll get the retention straight away. So let's enter some value in here. Okay, check out the retention. That's just for the retention. But if I click on the overall, there you get the overall. There's nothing in here, that's why we have all those numbers. Okay, so we know how to deal with the retention now. So the next thing is just to copy the second one in group B. That's it, in group B, copy. I'll scroll back up where the retention is right here, and paste it right there. I think the best thing is, let's comment this. Let's just enter retention there. Let's enter retention right there. And do that. Okay, we have retention there. Okay, let's go back to group C, copy that to group C, and I'll repeat exactly the same thing for all of the groups. Group C. Okay, I just speed that up. Now the retention is all completed. Just show it to you guys. That is it right there. That's for the retention. Okay, so if we want to run it, it's exactly the same thing. So let's just show you a couple of okay. All right, so let's click on retention. That's it. That's for the retention. Okay, so now we need to take care of success rate, achievement, and then success rate. So let's do that now. For the success rate, for the achievement, let's do the achievement first. Double click on the overall and come right here. That's achievement there. That's the achievement right here. Just copy that and come right into achievement, double click on achievement and paste that in there. Okay, so maybe I should, let me get rid of this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. That's the achievement. So if I double click on this, let's copy the achievement of group B, copy that, there we go, and come right in here, double click on achievement and paste that in there. Alright, so I'll just speed that up too. Achievement is all taken care of as well. You can see the similarity in the lines of codes. Okay, just to be able to get individual rates. So if I run it, alright, we have details of students in the text box. So if we click on, let's click on retention, we have the retention. Okay, supposing we want to find out the achievement, there we have the achievement. Now let's check out the success rate. Okay, the success rate, there's nothing in the success rate yet as well, but as for retention and achievement, they are all taken care of. Let's go back into the program now, come back here, double click on the main calculator there and just copy success rate. That's for it. You can see the name of each component, they all carry the name that represent what they meant to do. Okay, copy that, come right in here, double click on success rate and just paste this right in there. So I will speed that up as well. There, that of her success rate is taken care of as well. As you can see, the only difference is just how the calculation has been taken care of. Okay, here I have to add up the retention and achievement. I have to multiply it and divide by 100 to get the success rate. Alright, so let's have a look at how that works as well. Okay, let's enter 1 or 2 in there and let's go for maybe 33 here. So click on success rate. There you see that of the success rate is invalid. It's invalid because we need to be able to multiply these two. But if I click on this and click on this, then select success rate, that's it. We need these two to get the success rate. So we can always enter maybe a message box to prevent that from happening, but let's take care of this calculation first. Alright, so the next thing is for us to take care of the average. So as for the average, what I intend to do is, let's go right up here. You will see those are the variables for the average. Okay, 1, 2 and 3, those are the arrays for the average. You can see they are in, there's 12 declared. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that. That is for success, that's for achievement, retention, success rate and achievement. Okay, I think maybe I should arrange them in order. That's fine anyway, I'll remember. Okay, copy. Now come in here, let's go right underneath here. So what I want to do is come right underneath here. All I need is, if I enter this here, let's make that 0, the false array equals all of this calculation here, all of this calculation here. So I'm just going to copy that, copy there, divide this and this. Okay, and get rid of this one. Let's get rid of this percentage, we don't need that. Okay, yeah, and repeat the same thing here. Okay, but one thing is to make it more readable. I think I'm going to just take them off and put it right underneath here. That will make life easy. Yeah, right underneath here. So let's just call it average calculation. average calculations. So paste it right underneath here. So that's for the very first one, and the second one, let's take that off as well, so that there's no error. It's even in the wrong place. That's supposed to be for achievement. Cut that off. Right underneath here, paste that in there. Okay, that is retention, average calculation for retention. Alright, so I'm going to do some for that would be for achievement, and that would be for success rates. This is average calculation for achievement. Then this would be average calculation for success rate. Right. Okay, this is how the average calculations will look like. As you guys are aware, we have 12 groups, so we just need to modify this. I'm just going to copy and paste, make that 12, then look for the array numbers. That's what I'll do to make life easy. So we have 12 there, and just change the array to that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 here, 9, 10, 11. Okay, repeat the same thing for this one. That's for the achievement. Now for the success rate. Okay, so all that is left for me to do is to patiently go up and just look for each of the array numbers. So for number 3 right here, which is retention achievement number 2, so I will go up here and just look for that would be group C. So come up here, look for group C. Let's be group C right here. That's it. So it's actually 13 and 12. So I can copy that if I choose, or if I want to. Okay, you can copy, or you can just come in there and type 13 and 12 in there. So right here is 13, and this is 12. Okay, you see. So I'll repeat the same thing for all of this average compilation before we take care of the average calculation itself. Alright, and this is the collection of the retention, that of the achievement and success rate. So I have all of them grouped now. So what I would then do is to add up all of this to get the average. So let's come into average, double click on average right there, and right here we need the name of the average. Okay, that is the average of rent, which is this very one, average of retention. So we end up and enter as follows. To make this work, I think we should first of all let's comment this out. Okay, the best thing is let's enter as follows. This array. Okay, this very one here. So let's store everything into array number 12 equals. We now have to add them all up. So we now add retention average 0 plus retention average 1. So let's just get rid of that. That'll be 1. Okay, plus retention average 2 plus 3 plus 4 that'll be 4 really. Okay, let's just speed that up. Okay, that is supposed to be the calculation for retention average, but we need to now divide it by 12 really. Divide by 12 to get whatever the average is, so that's fine. Now we now assign the value straight into average object here. So let's go for convert. Yeah, that's right. Then let's say dot to int 32. Okay, and there. Alright, so that will be my average taken care of for the retention. So I'm just going to repeat exactly the same thing for success rate and the achievement. So I'll just speed that up now. And there. So I now have the average calculation for the retention, the average calculation for the success rate, no, so that's for the achievement, and the average calculation for the success rate. So let's just give that a try and see. Let's run it now. Okay, now the system is ready for us to try. So let's start by entering some data in there. Let's say we start the course with 23 students, and let's say we have 22 and number pass 21. So let's go for that's for group A. Now for group B we may have 21. Let's just speed that up and I'll get back to you guys. Let's speed that up. Right there, that's supposed to be the number of students that start the course, the number left, and the student that will pass the course. So let's use the overall, or we can just play around with the retention. That's the retention. We have the achievement, we have the success rate there. So now let's check the academic average, annual average, and that's the result of the academic annual average. So with that guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial, although there is still a lot more improvement that can be made to this, but you guys can always improve on it and whatever you like with it. So I'm just going to call it the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe.